almost a year ago, I did a video on 20-mile-an-hour limits in Cornwall, because Cornwall Council announced that they'd seen what Wales had done and they noticed that it didn't work that well, and a lot of the 20-mile-an-hour blanket ban across Wales got taken out because it wasn't working. So based on that and real life experience and real world evidence, Cornwall Council decided that they put a blanket 20-mile-an-hour limit right across the whole of Cornwall, everywhere they could, because that would make perfect sense. So naturally, they put up all these consultations and said, we're going to do this, and then tell me what you think. Which, of course, we know now means we couldn't give a shit what you think. Because just as the digital ID democracy debacle, Cornwall Council are no different, because local government is just the same as central government. It's all the same. They ask your opinion. They couldn't give a shit about it. But they'll ask anyway, so it makes you think that you actually have a say in something, when in fact, we don't. We don't have a say in anything. However, at a cost of £4 million of our money, Cornwall Council carried out this consultation on whether people would like 20-mile-an-hour limits all around their town or not. And people responded in their thousands. You'll never guess what happened. Yeah, well, it's no surprise, is it, really? Because this week they've sent a letter out explaining the findings of their consultation. And they are as follows. This is the letter you got if you responded to the consultation. Thank you for responding to our consultation on the above proposals. I am writing to inform you of the outcome. That's nice of a minute, him letting me know. During the initial consultation, a significant number of comments were received objecting to the proposals. A significant number. So that means a lot of people objected to the proposals. Well, there you go. The people have spoken. I wonder what happens next. Let me read on. The majority of concerns related to potential impacts on journey times, driver frustration, and the appropriateness of the proposed speed limits. Fair and valid points, I think you'll find. Nothing wrong there. As a result, it was agreed to withdraw the original proposals and conduct a further consultation on a revised scheme which removed a substantial proportion of the C-class road network. This amendment aimed to improve safety for all road users while minimising disruption to through traffic, particularly on roads primarily used for vehicle distribution. Well, you've got to admit, it sounds very sensible, doesn't it? They've taken a very pragmatic approach to this, and this can only be a good outcome. Oh, maybe not. Next paragraph. Although supportive comments were outnumbered by objections, a number of respondents welcomed the proposal, with many requesting further extensions. Now, let's ignore the second half of that thing where they tried to justify it and go back to the first half of that paragraph. Although supportive comments were outnumbered by objections. So the majority of people objected. That is the crucial point of this consultation document right here now. The majority objected. We live in a democracy. We live somewhere where if the majority wants something, the majority should get it. However, as we keep proving time and time again, democracy doesn't exist anymore. Because, oh, there's Jav walking his dog in the background. Isn't that lovely? Beautiful boy. The Labrador, not Jav. Not my type, really. No, because he's Indian. I'm not racist. Not like that. No, it's not like that at all. Because he's a man. I like women. I'm traditional, women, the old-fashioned kind, with cervixes, wombs and vaginas, that type of woman. Anyway, they go on. Some objections remained, citing concerns about increased journey times, driver frustration, and the belief that the benefits to safety and air quality were unproven. Others felt that 20-mile-an-hour limits on the remaining C-class roads were still inappropriate, despite their proximity to schools and other sensitive areas. Now, I covered this in my original video a year ago. Scroll back to October, you'll find it. I haven't got a problem with 20-mile-an-hour limits outside schools. I haven't got a problem with anybody speeding. You know, you can't speed outside schools. You just can't do it. You know, so that's fair enough. But I did justify that by saying around picking up and dropping off time, 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock, around every school in this area that I can think of, it's complete gridlock and you can't do 1 mile an hour, let alone 20 mile an hour. So it's completely fucking irrelevant anyway. But nevertheless, it's a fair point. So, to summarise, supportive comments were outnumbered by objections. The majority of people don't want it. And they made their objections known in this £4 million consultation so that Cornwall Council could find out what people wanted, what their feelings were, what their thoughts were, what their objections were, and everything else. So they carried out this consultation for £4 million, and as a result, this is the conclusion. After careful consideration of all responses, it's been decided that proposals will be implemented as advertised. This scheme is a proactive step towards Cornwall Council's target of zero harm and aims to enhance safety for all road users. The countrywide rollout seeks to establish a consistent approach across built-up areas, encouraging behavioural change among drivers. Excluding a large town such as St Austell could significantly undermine this objective. So you had no intention whatsoever of listening to any objection whatsoever. This was a national thing sent down from government on high, pushed onto us. We didn't have a choice. We never had a say. You wasted £4 million of our money to ask us what we thought so you could ignore us. You wankers. That is democracy 2025 right there. That paragraph sums up everything you need to know about what's wrong with the world. This scheme is a proactive step. We don't care what you said. It's been decided the proposals will be implemented as advertised. We don't care what you want. The countrywide rollout seeks to establish a consistent approach. Well, if it's a countrywide rollout, then why even bother starting in the first place? You had no intention whatsoever of listening to a single word. I really hope my Cornwall councillor friends are watching this, because now you're no longer in charge down there, you can agree with me that this consultation was bollocks. So there you have it. The end of democracy, part 2. We've gone from digital ID on a global scale being pushed upon us because that's what people want. Nobody wants it, but we're having it anyway. To right down on a local scale here in St Austell, in Cornwall, where there's a consultation carried out for £4 million to find out what we want. We tell them what we want and they ignore us anyway. Future, my arse. Now it's pissing down and I'm going to get soaked going back in the house. Bollocks.